Ladies and germs, welcome back to the shop. Today, we got Craftsman YT3000, 21 horsepower. Oh, but we got plans for this guy. Because you see, this one doesn't have its 21 horsepower engine anymore. It blew its rod. And the customer just gave me the tractor. So what does one do with a YT3000? That's in pretty decent shape. But put an opposed twin on it, of course. So we got us a Twin 2 off of the old Facebook Marketplace that we have already kind of sat in there, not bolted down or anything, but just dry fitted, and looks pretty darn good. Man, this is going to be a pretty sweet rig. It is only the 16 horsepower version of the opposed twin. So some people might be like, oh, that's less horsepower. It's not going to be as strong. These are a Skookum engine. These opposed twins, they are hard to beat. Like I said, I picked this off the Facebook Marketplace. A little crusty on the coil there for the spark plugs, but all in all, could be a lot worse. But yeah, so I got some blower housing shields on the way to help direct the air over the number 2 cylinder here. As if you'll notice, we come down front here, number 1 cylinder is higher than number 2. So that's the nature of an opposed twin, and at least a vertical shaft opposed twin. So we're gonna make sure we have all of the proper cooling shields we need to make sure this guy will run properly, and then we'll go from there. Hey, that's a shop phone. So it's a new day, and I have done a little research on this engine based on the model number tag that comes standard on the blower housing of all these engines. And based on what Briggs and Stratton is telling me, the blower housing is actually lying. It says the blower housing says it's a 16.5 horsepower. Briggs and Stratton says this is a 21 horsepower. So we got a direct power replacement. Yeah, boy. Anywho, did a compression test on both cylinders. We got 80 and 85 pounds respectively. And I shot some starter fluid in the carb, and she fired and ran for a bit. We'll catch you in part 2 of this rebuild. Thanks for watching. Friends of More Surface and Repair, welcome back to the shop. We got an update on the opposed twin that is going in this Craftsman YT3000. Made some headway, got a bunch of parts on order for it, specifically the heat shields and air directors, because I know some of you in the comments were talking about how necessary it is for these engines to get adequate cooling and definitely adequate oiling, because these are splash type engines as opposed to full pressure lubrication. But I got some used, not brand new, but used air ducts on the way for these cylinder heads to keep this machine good and cool. So where does that bring us? We got our linkage for our choke and our throttle hooked up. Being as how it is a completely different configuration than the previous single cylinder that was on here, had to swap out the linkages. First of all, the previous engine was a just throttle all the way up and then choke. You can hear it's working the linkage down here just fine. Yeah, there you are. So there you go. And then we got the shock, and as you can see, both of these are from a old Cub Cadet, so hence the orange. But they work, and I didn't have to buy anything to supply parts for that. Got some new plugs in there, some E3.10s. So that is, it's already fired once for me, and got a fresh air filter in there. And the only thing that's really left to do is get those shields in, put them on, bolt the engine down, and give her a test fire. this Craftsman's coming along. Now, the only trouble we might run into is, will the hood fit over the Oppie? That's the question that has yet to remain, or yet to be answered, but I think it will. It may have to do some modifications to the inside of the hood, but I think it should fit. We will see how we do. But I'm really excited to get this opposed twin fired up and actually running, because this mower is going to go from just a bland, boring, no longer Sears and Roebuck Craftsman to Skookum, because it's actually got a beating heart that will actually spin the blades at a good RPM. It was just a single cylinder Platinum Series 21 horsepower single cylinder that was on there before. Garbage. So we'll bring you back for part 3. Friends of Moritz Service and Repair, welcome back to the shop. We got an exciting day today. Let me show you what we're working on. It is test day. We got the Craftsman YT3000, and I just finished bolting down the engine to the mount platform. And let me show you the parts that we got in. First of all, like I showed in the previous video, we got the linkage, but we also got a bunch of, if I can not fall over while crouching down, we got some brand new hardware and some heat shields, or rather air ducts, and we got the ones for the underside too. Got on both sides, so this engine will be adequately cooled by the fan. But in a previous video, actually we'll cover the whole throttle linkage underneath the air box here in another video once we get a test run. So we just filled up the tank with some fuel. Just did a preliminary check for no leaks, but I think we are ready to finally test fire this thing. Bring you back in just a second. Alrighty, parking brake set. We're gonna go full throttle just to start, choke out. Alrighty, the old wiring harness from the engine. Key, you're intact. Let's see if a little ether will help it out. Contact. Woo! We have ignition, but it did not run. I think we need to take the carburetor apart. We'll get to it. So after crazy, busy, hectic day, let's see how we do. Hey-o! Opposed twin power! Now it's just to attach the deck again. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in part 3. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. We got the hood on the Craftsman this morning. And it looks great. Looks like there's nothing different from the factory engine. Looks good. Sounds great. She's cold, so... But, yeah. Not normally supposed to have a twin 2 under the hood. Best part about it, she drives. We're going to take her around the back of the shop. It's just now 8 o'clock. And we're going to throw the blades in gear, see how she sounds. Yeah. That's right, this thing's moving in under its own power. That twin 2 sounds nice when it putters like that. Alrighty. Contact. That sounds good. Woo! Might have to check the blades, but oh, does that sound good? Well, I don't know about y'all, but I think we got a winner on our hands. That is taking a Craftsman YT3000 from Chintzy to Skookum. Sounds good too. We'll be doing an oil change on here soon, and after that, she's ready to list for sale. Do want to check a couple of things underneath the deck just to make sure all is well. But after that, this machine's ready for a new home. Thanks so much for watching. That's a wrap on the Craftsman YT3000. Thanks for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. Before we let the Craftsman go, I am going to do a long-promised throttle linkage video on the Twin 2. This engine is actually kind of nice because this is, if you'd focus, there we go. This is where the throttle linkage connects. And this is the whole governor weirdness. Now, you'll notice if we move the little throttle control paddle, that pulls it up, and that's high throttle, that's low throttle. Now, you can also flip this guy so it comes downward. And basically, instead of flipping up like that, it flips down like that as you pull the throttle back. So either way works. For this purpose, up worked better for me. Now, when connecting from the governor linkage to the throttle, here's what it's supposed to look like. Here's your governator, and then you got a little 90 right here, and then the throttle plate itself. So that's how it's supposed to look. And choke, that's pretty straightforward on itself. That is right there. Just like that. So, have any questions? Please, in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching.